Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming to this session on the devastating three-year war in Sudan. And I'm very grateful to the Munich Security Conference for putting this on the main stage, because this is a war that really matters. I think you know some of the statistics: 14 million displaced, 30 million needing aid, 7 million facing famine. And this war is spreading. It is not stopping. Today, what I hope we're going to talk about is how to bring peace. Humanitarian aid is important, but we need to stop the war. This session is going to be in two parts. The second part will be the envoy of Donald Trump, President Trump, to this issue, and some foreign ministers. But first, let me welcome onto the stage Mr. Kamel Idris. Mr. Idris, will you come? Thank you. So, Mr. Idris was appointed last year by the Transitional Sovereignty Council of the Sudanese Armed Forces as Prime Minister. Now, not all the countries in the world recognize Mr. Idris as Prime Minister, but he is a very important person in any peace process that there may be. And so for that reason, we're very grateful to him for giving his time for the next 15 minutes in the first part of this session. So, Mr. Idris, there seem to be many different peace processes at the moment, and there is one which is called the Peace Roadmap, which I think has your name on, which you went to the UN with. I read a little bit of it. It seemed to involve the other side, the Rapid Support Forces, surrendering completely. How's that going to work as a peace process?
Thank you very much indeed. Good evening, everybody.
I think you need a microphone. I think they're going to...
My voice is very loud.
Very loud, but you need a microphone for the broadcast. So, Mr. Idris, if you can use the microphone.
Before answering this important question, please allow me to establish 6 important points.
3 important points.
6.
There's no way that's going to happen.
Agree, but I will be very brief. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, Sudan is a historic country, is a historic nation and ancient civilization. You all know that. So I'm just stating the obvious. Second, I wish to commend and compliment the tripartite arrangements working for peace in Sudan. I underline tripartite arrangements, tripartite talks, tripartite peace initiative in Sudan, initiated by His Excellency President Donald Trump of the United States of America, His Excellency President El-Sisi of the Republic of Egypt, and His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman of Saudi Arabia. I thank these 3 international personalities for the positive talks in fostering peace in Sudan.
Which you have not agreed to. You have not agreed.
We have initiated, Ms. Moderator, our own Sudanese own peace initiative, which I presented before the Security Council of the General United Nations Security Council. This initiative presented by Sudan, this initiative creates complementarities and synergies with this tripartite initiative by the 3 leaders.
And it involves the other side surrendering all the territory they control and going into camps to be vetted. Is that right?
No, this is a global peace initiative.
But that's one of the...
It is a win-win. We are not saying...
How do they win?
I will tell you in a minute. And this initiative has been supported intensively and extensively internally in Sudan before the outside world. the majority of the Sudanese people, the overwhelming majority of my people supported this initiative. Then the United Nations, led by the Secretary General of the United Nations himself, the President of the African Union, the Secretary General of the League of Arab States, the Organization of the Great Lakes, the Organization of Islamic Conference, the World Muslim League, the World Council of Churches, and many others,
people.
and many others,
internally
and externally.
But what we need to know is how is this going to bring peace? Because I have read what this proposal is, and what I don't see is compromise. And I think that what we know is that you make peace with your enemy, not your friend. So there has to be some compromise. Where is the compromise in this proposal?
This initiative focuses important elements, the restoring the legislative legal authority in Sudan. One authority, one nation, one country. And the most important element is protection of civilians. We all sing this song, protection of civilians and the rule of law. Who contests this in this room?
So,
anyone contest civilian protection or the rule of law?
I think we can all agree with that. So how do you come to a ceasefire? Because the ceasefire, which the Quad, which is the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and the Americans, the Quad have come up with a peace proposal, and my understanding, and you can correct me, is that the Sudan Armed Forces have not agreed to that ceasefire. Is that correct?
There is no formal comment, and by the way, I would like to reiterate here, all proposals we have received from any party, we gave our reaction, whether this is positive, negative, or we have provided concrete comments. I underline, I see the tripartite arrangement. So far, we have been holding serious talks with these three countries, individually and collectively. I'm not commenting about the Quad.
So no ceasefire then?
Sorry?
No ceasefire agreed then?
There is no concrete agreement which we have received and agreed upon. And please remember, if you are under the impression that we have received from any country, any authority, a concrete proposal to which the Sudanese state, Sudanese government, or the Sudanese people, we have 40 million people in Sudan monitoring this minute by minute, second by second. This is our broader parliament. We have not yet agreed on anything. We do not have on the table of the government any concrete proposal.
But a humanitarian ceasefire is absolutely urgent, isn't it?
Ceasefire in itself is not an end.
But it is a beginning, and we haven't got to a beginning yet.
We are not here to say ceasefire. Ceasefire without complementing other arrangements of the so-called DDR, the doctrine of the DDR. Everybody knows what I mean by DDR.
Tell us.
Ceasefire as an end in itself is not a solution.
A ceasefire is a beginning, not an end.
There is no beginning, there is no an end.